All right, welcome back to a very special episode of No Rhyme, No Reason, everybody. It is Tuesday, 6:30, and I am joined because, listen, No Rhyme, No Reason was able to find a little extra money in the budget this week to have his very special guest. Everybody, we'd like to welcome the most amazing, most talented, funniest guy I find to be, out of, all the millions of comedians on Long Island, Mr. Nigel Fullerton.
thank you. I feel so honored to be here. I guess I'll play Black Rich Raider today.
Listen, I mean, if you think about it, look at me. Look at 2021's already taken its beating on me already. I look like I belong in a bad scene of Captain America. I don't know.
You look like you pick up trash on the highway.
That's all that is me actually contributing to my hoarding issue.
That's hilarious. Is that your work shirt that you have on or no?
Yes, it's one of my many work shirts. Why I chose to decide and wear the orange one. I have blue, I have gray, I have all the other colors, but today I look like the great pumpkin Charlie Brown.
Oh my God. You look like you're on day 30 of 60 Days In.
I look like one of the rejects from 90 Day Fiance. Okay, I mean, like every time what sucks is the fact that I do this each week, and
Mhm.
each week I get to go ahead and I look as my eyes start to get a little bit more and more closed because the bags are filling in, and then I listen. This is the only thing I have to bring up. I noticed this is the only thing that affects white males. Okay, as they get older, their fucking ear grows. I don't know what it is. Like we start off with cute little tiny ears, they're normal, but then for some reason these things they get like to be about like 30 feet in length and everything. Like, listen, the people on Easter Island ain't got nothing on old white guys. Okay.
You guys look like you're about to be WMA fighters, MMA fighters, or something like that, like the cauliflower ears. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We call it a couple of times. Well, first off, listen. Welcome everybody. Listen, Rich is not with us this week, but we listen. I once again I found um, the next best thing for everyone because this guy knows so much about everything. Even another person that just knows more than me. But what I want to discuss real quick,
Yep.
okay? Did you happen to catch um, the New Year's televised garbage that went on this past Friday?
I make it a rule not to watch those things anymore. After I watch Mariah Carey lip sync her way into oblivion, I don't do those things anymore. Dick Clark is dead. I don't
Yes.
like Ryan Seacrest. Steve Harvey has way too many suit coats that he wears I don't know how you make a suit out of a coat. Like I don't understand how that happens. And he has a hat to match. Um,
Pimpin'.
who else? Who else? Carson Daly is getting way too old to be doing TRL on New Year's Eve. Um, I don't like it anymore.
Listen, that whole atrocity of it was like bringing out all the misfits from Misfit Toyland and bringing them out for COVID 2020 to ring in 2021. It was a shit show. I mean, on the other channel, or on the West Coast, you had I forget who the other gentleman was, but he shared the stage with Kim Jong Un or whoever whoever it was.
Yeah.
And it was horrible. But listen, the most notable horrendous act of the
Okay.
night, okay, was Cindy Lauper. I mean, I
Ooh.
have no clue. I used to love listening to her stuff, and that
Who
night it
actually
sounded like she was getting attacked by a lion. She sounded like she was like a dying gazelle.
what did she sing?
She did True Colors,
Oh God.
but she did it with Billy Porter.
Oh,
Okay,
Billy Porter probably sung her out the water.
okay, but we'll get to that in a moment. Then after she did that, she did one of her other new songs or hit songs or whatever it was. But before she can transition into her next song, you had the stagehands that came up and was taking off her scarf, and she has to make sure that she's letting everybody know, I'm on camera. I'm on camera. No one gives a shit about you, Cyndi Lauper. No one cares anymore. Listen, you were great in the 80s. You were somewhat there for us in the 90s. You did wonderful little skits with Captain Lou Albano and contributing the soundtrack to the Goonies. Thank you so much. But listen, you're like 1,000 years old. Hang it up. And you want to know what? Hang it up right next to Dolly Parton's fake tits. Let's move it on. That era is dead. So is the way you sung that evening.
Oh my God! The only thing I caught was Gloria Gaynor singing the most insensitive song of 2020. I will survive.
Listen, you couldn't have planned that complete production of horseshit any better. I mean, thank God that that the entire New Year's Eve was brought to you by Planet Fitness, okay? Because we didn't catch all the damn little those things that those freaking blow up things that wave all over. Like you can sit there, you get memorized by one, you actually think it's a human, but it's like you want to buy one from your front lawn and just sit there and say like, I'm soon to be divorced, you know. Um, but yeah, so those were planted. There were literally like hundreds of those planted throughout the Times Square area to make it look like there was participants. I think it would have been better if we all went ahead and did the whole thing like with the Mets, and we purchased like our $35 faces of us going.
I mean, they do it for every sports event now. Why don't they just do it for, we could have all celebrated from home.
Um, oh, one of our wonderful listeners, and you probably know her, Danielle Asher. She misses Rich Rada already. Thank you, thank you. Um, Listen, hey, it's kind of hard when you do this on my. I'm usually relying on Rich to do the whole start button and get everything together. But listen, I think I got this tonight, and then along with you, I think I definitely have this. So, but moving on. So we had Cyndi Lauper, and she was joined by Billy Porter, and I have no clue
Billy Porter
what
is.
in the world this man was wearing. I mean, I go ahead, I look at him. The top part of his outfit is from Coming to America, and the other one is like, I got no legs, I got no feet, I got no nothing. It was like you didn't see his feet or not. I was like, where did you? Like, I'm wearing my daddy's pants.
Do you know who Billy Porter is?
I do know he's well known in the gay community.
So Billy Porter is on a TV show called Pose, and he's known for wearing outlandish outfits. He is the gay Lady Gaga.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's who Billy Porter is. Like he's really big in that community, but he's also known for Pose, which is it's a show about transgenders doing competitions for like posing competitions basically. Like they're all doing that Madonna vibe type thing.
Okay.
Like
Like I said, I had no. I honestly, I listen. I
I know
had
you
no.
don't know who he is.
I,
That's why I said that to you.
but listen, now here's the whole thing. Listen, this is where I'll take you through a loop. I'll sit there and say I have no idea who Billy Porter is, but yet I'll sit there and I'll tell you. By the way, I love a lot of songs by Keith Sweat. What? What?
But
There's
Keith Sweat and
something
Billy Porter,
wrong
they're
in
not
this
the
mind of
same
mine.
guy. They're not the same guy.
No, it's not the same guy, but it's like by references of like just knowing like certain like just going in directions of like, okay, I'll know about this, but then
Right.
I won't know about that. It's my
Billy
mind
Porter,
collects weird bits of data. What it is, I don't know.
Billy Porter
Um,
has been in every single Emmys and Oscar award show wearing crazy outfits for the past 6 years.
Listen, I was just totally appalled with like I said when he came up and he's doing a duet and I was like, okay, and it's like I see it true. I was like, oh, hang it up, Cyndi, hang it up, thank you. But like I said, he came out. I was like, I've never seen this gentleman before, and I saw the clothing. I was like, oh my god, what is this? But majorly everyone in there, what the complete show was brought to you by shoulder pads. Everyone was wearing shoulder pads that evening. It was like we're trying to bring the '80s back.
Uh, Daniel Asher says Billy Porter is from Broadway as well.
Well, thank you, because at least someone else other than you now knows about Billy Porter. I will hold my ignorance and not know about this gentleman. So the next one I have to bring up,
Mhm.
um, Jennifer Lopez.
What does she
Okay.
do now?
Okay. Number one, she is dressed um, in this once again outrageous thing. She's wearing like a bird cage on her head. Okay, singing
Yeah.
in front of a blinged out microphone stand. You know, like all the things that like certain comedians would want to have, and go along with their. Anyways, moving on. Um, and she's about 8 feet off the ground, where her dress matches with like everything, all the other tiers beneath her.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I'm looking at
Okay,
it now.
and then with the bird cage on her head, I was like, what is that statement you make that you're making? I have no clue, and nor do I understand this whole thing. Listen, can you just cut to the chase? You know what it is? That's what it is. This is what I've
You know what it
dwindled.
looks like?
What?
It looks like that claw in the arcade that goes and grabs the stuffed animal. It just
That's exactly what it was. That's
oh my god.
exactly what it was.
This
Okay.
looks like a horrible performance just by the pictures I'm looking at alone.
Yeah. No, I told you. It was brought to you by Magoo and Company. That's what it was.
I don't like Jennifer Lopez's music, so I probably wouldn't have watched this, but just looking at the outfits of this woman, Jennifer Lopez is the 2021 version of Cher. You know
Um,
when Cher, like toward the end of Cher's career, like when Cher started getting old and asked us, "Do we believe in life after love?"
Oh, well, listen, I really truly liked if you could turn back time, which he's straddling that huge battleship thing.
Yeah, but
I was like,
Cher shouldn't have been straddling anything at that age.
um, that's true. Because, well, listen, if she can only turn back time and the size of her vagina, um, but like I said, like J Lo, her production is pretty much it's kind of like a strip dance, like when you go into the champagne room. Okay, it's kind of like, okay, you're in the back, they're doing their thing, and then like the song ends, and then they go like, "You want to go longer? Then we'll do this." And I'm like, "Why couldn't you do that before when we first got back here? I would have been done like that." No, you had to prolong the whole song just to get to the point of where you want that extra
Of course.
$20 or $30 or whatever the cost is. I
And
forgot what it is these days.
J-Lo is the dancer that will bring you to the champagne room and give you a massage.
It- yes, yes.
She'll
Uh,
rub your shoulders for a good $300.
Uh, but like I said, just and then she changes out of her outfit. She does all her stuff, and I was like, okay, good. That's the J Lo that I know. Listen, I grew up listening to her stuff, and you know what? In the beginning, I liked it. I thought it was kind of cool. I thought it was awesome. And hey, listen, I'm gonna give it to her. What is she? She's got the Latin gene. So right now she's what 80 years old, and she looks like she's in her 40s.
No, she's 50. Let's not do that to her. We keep being ageist on this about women. We shouldn't do that.
Oh, listen, when it comes to the Latin gene, okay, I don't know what it is, but they don't age. Like you could go up to like any girl that like and sit there and go like, "Oh, how old are you?" Like cuz what are you about like 20, 30? No, I'm 75. Oh shit. Okay? I don't know what it is with them.
I mean, only Rita Moreno could like defy age. The rest of them, I don't want to sound bad on this, but you can't say that they don't age because we do forget how the woman that killed Selena looks.
Well, everyone needs uh well, I forgot what the hell they said in Spanish, a bruja or something or what it was.
Yeah, Bruja. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah. Bruja. Bruja is kind of like the Spanish version of a voodoo priest.
Yes. So everyone needs a bruja, and that was her bruja.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't
yeah.
practice Santeria. I ain't got no crystal ball.
um, I can't believe you referenced that song.
That's where Brujas come from, Santeria.
Santeria. Ain't got no crystal ball. Okay, I can't be singing. No, no, no. We're not doing that tonight. No, 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 no. But either way, uh, and then to end it all,
Mhm.
uh, after we had a person go for about 2 weeks prior to the New Year's Eve celebration, stay home, watch it on your television, practice safe distance. The only people that will be there are the people who are working and the performers. So I took a step back and I reevaluated. I was like, well, you want to know what? Thank you for the show, de Blasio, because you are a performer of a mayor. Great job. You did wonderful dancing the night away with your wife on stage and getting caught on camera. You kicked everyone else out who actually goes ahead and pays for your income. Kick those fuckers out, but no. You'll dance the night away and just wipe our asses with the TV. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wait, De Blasio was bumping and grinding on TV.
Yeah, yeah, he was doing his thing. That was about it. I was like, wow, what a smack in the face. I was like, you can stay home and watch it on TV too? What, was your 80-inch TV too good for you? Sorry.
I
I
guess.
can't.
Like I said, I didn't watch this. I don't watch things that I don't care about. I didn't care about the ball dropping. When's the last time anybody's ever really like sat and watched the whole program? Like I saw BTS. I don't even know who they are. I just know they're like these Korean guys that just got on stage and they dress like women. I don't know who they are.
Lady boys?
I don't know who half the people were on that thing, so I wasn't watching it. Like I was just like, okay. What's Carson Daly talking about? Who's Amber Ruffin?
You know, it was like I said, it was I watch listen, because I get stuck because you wanna know why? Because I have the wife and 2 kids and they're stuck with me. And now then let's listen. I forgot that's the other I forgot a couple of things for tonight. But still, either way, um, I had to listen for an entire 24 hours of my stepdaughter. She sits there and goes, "This is the last time you're going to have a black and white cookie till next year. This is the last time I'm going to go ahead and say you're going to enjoy your day at work till next year. Hey, this is the last time you're going to sit there and say leave me alone and get out of the bathroom till next year." The whole day was until next year, and the next day I haven't done this since last year. I hate when people do that, and I have to live with her and listen to her do that every single time. I don't know why do I have to have one of those people living in my house. I have the wife, the 2 kids. I have to watch the entire production from 9 p.m. until the damn ball drops.
And how old is she?
21.
Oh, she's 21 and she did that. Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
thought she was like
yeah.
13 and like, next year she's not going to be doing that stuff because she's going to want you to leave her alone.
Listen, my son is the only one of logic that's left in the house because God knows I'm losing it. Okay, he's 8 years old, and then when he saw like Billy Porter and Cyndi Lauper go on stage, his words couldn't ring out any truer when he said, "What the shit?" Yeah, yeah.
That's
I was like,
hilarious.
"Good call, boy. Good call." So, but yeah. But anyways, listen, Nigel, how was your Christmas?
My Christmas was good. Can't really complain. I didn't catch COVID, so I'm all right. I'm alive and well. I watched Soul with my family on Disney Plus.
Yes.
What about you?
I did happen to catch Soul. I find that I think it was Terry, the little squiggly guy that was supposed to be the counter.
Yeah.
Um, I for some reason I don't know why it's either like my name is Simon or the squigglies that were in the Return to Oz when before he turns into the Gnome King. That's all it reminded me of for some reason. But yes, I fell in love with Soul, loved the movie, enjoyed 22. It was a great from beginning to end. I'm surprised it's like any other Disney movie makes you have to have that little tear at the end of your eyelid. Thank you, Disney. You did it again.
Everybody's telling you this is the best show this year. It's the
God
last
damn.
time until next year. Sounds better than the New Year's Eve show. Jeff Bosey, that was the first time I heard you sing this year.
Oh my God.
See, everybody's coming after you, Bosey.
Listen, they all come after me every single time. Look at that. You know, I mean, Jesus.
Right.
Well, listen, I've been meant to be picked on since day one. I mean, come on, look, you ripped the shit out of me on Pasusu that day. Come on.
Come on, we're still talking about that.
Hey, listen, everyone else talks about it, so I might as well like get my little. Listen,
People still talk about that.
it could be a show where even Rich goes, "Hey, you know that show? Didn't you win on that show?" No, no. And
Yes, you
every time I have to sit there and go like, "No, no, I didn't win on the show."
You did advance. Who did you lose to?
Um, I lost to a Miss Bonnie Scalisi.
Oh, okay. Let's not talk about that.
So we move on.
Yeah, if you click your heels 3 times, Michael DeLorean will come after you. I don't know his real name, but Michael Steven Spielberg, whatever his name is. I don't know, but yeah, don't say anything bad about
I listen. I listen. I will say. I will quote another person. Let us move forth and keep.
Yeah.
All right. So we got past that. So for Christmas, once again, my I have to give credit to where credit is due. My stepdaughter, I didn't have time. I forgot to put the photo up, and I don't have the kind of time to go look for it and quickly put it on the computer and show everybody. But she got me a T-shirt. Okay, along with the bag of socks, because what father doesn't get socks for Christmas? So it's a T-shirt, and it says the world's okayest comedian. Yeah. And I was like, wow, you hit the nail right on the head. Thank you so much. I will wear this with pride and know that I will get along throughout the rest of my life with being known as the world's okayest comedian. But if you read it real quick,
why does our family and friends think that's hilarious? Like they really think that's funny.
listen, it's every time, even when my wife would sit there and go like, "Oh, everyone must think you must be great to live with him, and you live with a comedian, you must laugh all the time." It's like the funniest part about it is he thinks he's a comedian.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got the comments tonight. Oh my God! Somebody asks, Joan. Joan asks Jeff, when were you on Pasusu? And and Danielle says, this is the first time I have heard you mention Pasusu since this year.
Oh my God! Everyone's gonna get on me for this. I can't wait. This is gonna be great.
Joan
Listen,
is laughing about me calling him Michael DeLorean.
because that's what he's known for. That's what it was. You show off the one good thing you have in life. Like for me, I would sit there and say it's my comedy, but I'm just the okayest comedian.
That's hilarious. Listen, it's better than you got that. I got president of the Johnny Gill fan club T-shirt, which is so. My girlfriend thinks this is funny, right? When we first started dating, we went to a concert that had New Edition. It was Bobby Brown, Johnny Gill, and Ralph Tresvant. Yeah, it sounds like we were dating in '91, but that's not the truth. Um, we went to this concert, and I ended up on the Johnny Gill fan club line, and I was being a real jerk because we were supposed to have priority seating, and I'm thinking this is the seating for priority seating, and come to find out it was the Johnny Gill fan club, and I was on a line filled with women wanting to kiss and hug Johnny Gill, and she thinks this is hilarious. It's a running joke for like 8 years.
I think I saw that shirt. You recently posted that.
Yeah, I posted it. Yeah. That's what I got for Christmas.
Oh. Well, you want to know what? Then I'm going to stick with my T-shirt. Isn't that bad?
His T-shirt's not that bad.
No. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Real quick, I have to also listen. The biggest thing, and everyone has. I don't know if you have had the chance, but I believe a good majority of America has binge watched season 3 of Cobra Kai. Okay.
Still fresh for me. Don't ruin it. Don't spoil it.
Okay. Well, listen. just because you weren't part of the majority that went ahead and binge watched this, I will say uh, it's getting to the point of like, can you get on with it already? Like it's turning into Sopranos, where you or that or The Walking Dead, where you have to wait an entire year until the next season. You know,
Yeah,
and
but I think people forget that Cobra Kai has been on the air for a while now. Like Cobra Kai was on YouTube Red when nobody's watching YouTube Red.
right,
And because they were able to give you seasons 1 and 2 back to back, now people are spoiled and they're like, "Oh, we want season 4 already. What's going on?"
yeah. No, I caught the season 1 and 2 when it was on that YouTube Red because like once again I'm also the person that would like use Google Play.
Oh, you're that guy. Okay.
Yeah. So, but
You're Betamax
nevertheless,
guy. That's who you are. You're Betamax guy. You're laser disc guy.
listen, the eight
Each
track
channel
works
for
well. You got to love all the songs or none.
one. As
Uh,
somebody said, New Edition was on an episode of Knight Rider back in '85. Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and, and Ralph. That's hilarious.
uh, oh, I like this. Rich Raider says it's an insult to OK Comics everywhere.
I mean, you're speaking to the best comedian on Long Island. Let's just
Well, true, true, true.
2021. 2021. It's me and Rich Walker.
Oh yeah. By the way, who won that? Does anybody know yet?
Nobody knows. I don't
Listen,
even know. I don't even know who like nominated me. I didn't nominate myself.
right.
So
Well, listen. The whole thing is like the presidential election because even Best of Long Island has dead people in the ballots. Okay, because what did you have? You had Frank Prince
mhm.
and Monica Toller.
There was one other person too, I feel like.
I was like, how do you have two dead people?
Well, we forget that what was the Bunny Ranch guy's name? Dennis Hoff. Dennis Hoff ran for it was office for something in Las Vegas. I forgot what it was. It was either alderman or it was something local, and he won after he died.
Oh,
Yeah, this happened in 2016. A lot of people don't remember this because we don't care about news. It's fake, right? But Dennis Hoff, the owner of the Bunny Ranch, ran for public office and died 2 weeks before the election. It was everywhere, and he won.
well, I mean, let's be fair. He had my vote.
I
I
think he
mean,
had a lot of the John's votes.
every John.
Anybody that's ever been to his ranch got his vote. Air Force Amy was like just handing out one-handers, just like
Listen, we need your vote. uh, uh, but what was it? So
Best
wait,
comedian you're talking about, right?
we'll say again.
We're talking about best comedian.
Yes. So best comedian. So we don't know who won this. We don't know any. I mean, I don't know.
Do we care?
All I know is, listen, I voted, and hopefully one of you or Walker get on because it's either or has got to win. It can't be anybody else.
Well, I think it's going to be Jim Brewer. He's been winning for the past 5 years.
He lives in Jersey.
Hey, listen, he's on the ballot. Jim Brewer, Dave Attell. If it's not those two, then it might be Rodia. And if it's not Rodia, it's Dina Minico. So I'm like on like the list of like I'm all the way down at the bottom. I might get less votes than Frank Prince and Monica Toller. That's how
bad.
I feel.
Well, dude, you didn't even get the black vote.
I didn't even get the sympathy like race card vote. Like I pulled the race card for everyone to see, and I probably got 5 votes. I'm like, I'm the only person of color. I won't even say black. I'm the
Right.
only person of color that's ever been nominated in the past 8 years that they've been running this thing. Stevie G's won, Rich Walker's won,
Mm.
a whole bunch of Tanya Roberts probably won. Who knows?
Right.
But
Well, listen,
yeah,
things need to change. But back to Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai. How do we go from best comedian to Cobra Kai?
I don't know. These things happen. Because we got sidetracked with the whole Datamax. Okay, so I watched season 1 and 2, and then I recently just binge watched 3. Okay, so it seems like they're on the trend of bringing everybody back from, I want to say, all 4 movies. To be fair, it would have been 4. I mean, even though, no, is it 4 or 3?
There's 3 from the original run. Then
Right.
there's Karate Kid, who is Hilary Swank.
That's
Then
right.
there's Jaden Smith. We also forget about that.
Oh.
Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan.
No. No. No.
It wasn't a bad movie. I remember that movie. It wasn't bad. It wasn't the Karate Kid.
No. You
Or
don't.
very
You don't. You don't take. Listen. The one thing is, it would be kind of like recasting the Goonies. You don't do it.
They tried to.
I know. I mean, like, who are you going to fill in for Sloth? Well, anybody can play Sloth, but still, I mean, how you gonna replace Mama? I mean, come on. Where else are you going to find a woman that sounds like a man?
Evan loves his mama.
Exactly.
Follow those size 5s. I love the Goonies. And whoever that lady is, shout out to her. She's probably dead now. Somebody probably threw her from the train.
Most likely. That or she's still, she's still in prison when her son with a couple of teeth turned her in. But like I said, in this season they brought back. I forgot the girl's name. It was the one. Lorico, Kariko. Everyone help me with the names on the one girl. I know everybody else binge watched this. Koriko, I think it was Koriko, but she was the one that was his girlfriend in part 2, and because he broke up with the fling that pretty much dumped him and Johnny. I don't understand like how she was like the pass around ass back in the 80s. I have no clue. But hey, listen.
Johnny.
But so they brought back her, and then I don't know if you remember the scene from where you had the girl screaming on the light pole or whatever it was to inform all the villagers that that there was a storm coming.
Yeah.
So now, what disturbed me about that part of the movie is like, how did she get picked to be the one that rings the bell to let everybody know that a storm is coming? You couldn't find an adult. You had to find the youngest girl in the entire village to ring the bell.
Hey, she was there. You want Pat Morita, or whatever his name was, to go up there, Mr. Miyagi? You want Pat Morita? That's his name.
No, I mean, hire someone else in the village. I mean, like, hey, you couldn't find anybody else that was like, turning up the cabbage to be like, oh, okay, here you go, Tao, go up there and ring the bell. No, it was a poor little girl. But anyways, things come full circle because they all wind up being, successful in their lives in old Okinawa. And they wind up, helping, Lorenzo with his Larusso with his issues. So it works out. It comes full circle. You have to now. It's going to turn into where you have to watch those movies in order to understand the damn season.
Oh, I'm very well versed in every single Karate Kid movie, so like, I don't need that. I can just go right in. But I mean, yeah, I hate Karate Kid Part 2. I don't like it.
Okay, so wait a minute. So, but you're all for that shithole Part 3 with Johnny Silver and the America's Karate Bad Boy.
Karate Bad Boy.
Yeah, you're all for that one where it's like where he sits there and he mocks him. I was like, if that wasn't the most racist thing that could have ever been put in a movie, where he goes, wah, wah.
tons of racist things. Have you not seen Soul Man? Like, there's plenty of racist movies around that era.
Well, that's true, but still, I mean, like for me, that was like the whole blatant like,
Listen,
whoa. I was like, because
the
that's the
whole
shit I would have
notion,
done when I was a kid. Go up to someone, and go, whoa. You
if
know,
you
what I
want to
mean,
call out racism, the whole notion of a karate kid that is Italian is cultural appropriation across the board. But we let it go because it entertains us.
that's true. That's true.
You know, so
But
I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
I'm not
that
gonna
was
call that.
I
I'm
could
not
not get into part three. I really couldn't get into part three. It was like one,
right.
two, fine, we go. It's Miyagi's origin story. If you want to go ahead and push forward into the new millennium where they do origin stories, and then fine, part three, okay, whatever. But now we move on then to what? Part four, which has Hilary Swank,
The next Karate Kid.
the next Karate Kid,
When's the
which
last time you watched that one?
which throws a little comedic relief in it, a little bit.
How so? How does it throw comedic relief? Because
Well,
it's
the fact that he goes, she's getting changed and everything. He's like, oh, so much easier with boy. You know what I mean?
and that's not racist. What are you doing?
Wait, I was just mimicking and doing his
You
voice.
you just said that was the most racist thing in the movie, and then you go do the voice too. See?
Well, because who cannot remember Mr. Miyagi's voice? Who
And
cannot remember that voice?
the funny thing is, he doesn't even talk like that.
No, I know that's weird. But
Well, he
still, it was the most memorable voice. It's kind of like somebody that owns a pizza shop in Farmingdale. Most memorable voice.
Oh man, you're talking about Domino's.
Domino's.
What's his
So,
name? Oh, you're talking about Little Caesar. That's what we're
Little,
calling
yes, Little Caesars over there.
him.
All right, real quick, and I know I can't stump you on a lot of things. Um, when when there was a movie called Beverly Hills Cop,
Okay.
what was McFoley's pretend daughters' names?
Mick Foley in Beverly Hills. You talking about Axel Foley?
Yes.
And he had pretend daughters in the first one.
What was their names?
I don't remember pretend daughters in the first.
No, their names, just their names. Not the. There were no characters. There was no actors for it, but he gave names.
Or his kids.
Yes.
I don't remember. I don't remember this scene. You did stump me. I don't remember.
Now, but then again, me being who I am, I could have gotten the entire movie wrong, but I definitely got the correct actor.
I don't. I don't. I don't remember him talking about kids in that movie. He was. He was.
Unique and Monique.
Yes, Unique and Monique. But that was when he made up that story. But I don't think that was in Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Oh, it was in two. Okay.
Yeah.
See, see,
That's
you
why you
see,
threw me off.
you see. That's where it goes. Like I said, I got the actor, I got the movie, but I can't remember which is part one or part two. But
That
where he
was
goes,
part 2 when he had the explosive pills and he was trying to get. He's like, "Oh, Unique and Monique, and they need, they're twins."
the
And they
twins.
have,
Like I mentioned, Matt Pigtails.
yeah. That's what you were talking about, because I was like, "What are you talking
I just
about?"
like I said, I got a kick out of the fact Unique and Monique, and I was like, really? It's like, wow, did you? It's like it's almost like if he pulled those names out of his ass and he ad libbed that throughout the whole set. Like if he was
Yeah,
going to do that, he did on that one.
yeah, he did, especially on that one. Beverly Hills Cop 2, the script for that wasn't really most of the movies from Beverly Hills Cop 2 and 3, the script wasn't all the way done yet. However, you did have Tony Scott directing on Beverly Hills Cop 2, which was, Tony Scott, we know him for Top Gun, we know him for like tons of movies that, like, if you Google Tony Scott, he has done some of the best movies that you've seen thus far. Man on Fire is another one that I love from Tony Scott. He's Ridley Scott's brother, so obviously they're good. But yeah, Beverly Hills Cop 2 was mostly, a lot of Eddie's stuff was mostly ad libbed.
Now, we will circle back to Eddie Murphy, but
Oh yeah, we
considering
just all day.
considering the turn of events and the way everyone. By the way, did you get your 600?
Actually, I looked it up and it's coming in the mail. So what happened to me? This is why it's coming in the mail. The When the stimulus payments came out last year, since last year, um, the government gave me way too much money. Like more money than I was supposed to get. They gave me 3 times the amount of money I was supposed to get.
Well, they were figuring, that you might have like children that you don't know, or that you claimed social security numbers that you just filled in at a prior.
Never
No?
did that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they waited a good 5-6 months to be like, hey, listen, that money that we gave you in April, we're gonna need it back.
Wait, all of it?
Yeah,
Whoa!
yeah, yeah. Minus the 1,200, the original 1,200, but they
Right.
gave me like 3 times the amount that I was supposed to have.
Wow.
And yeah,
Well,
and
couldn't you sit there and say like, "Hey, I gave it to charity, or I donated it to the Trump fund."
they don't care.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
I mean,
about anything besides that part of the government. They don't care. They just want their money.
uh, well, they
Yeah,
take.
so now they won't give me direct deposit money anymore. That was my whole story.
Oh my lord. Well,
Yeah.
like I said, I mean, I got mine, but the whole setup leading to everyone getting their dribs and drabs of the stimulus check. If for some reason it just reminded me of the two misers in Trading Places. Yeah, exactly. Where it was the type of like where they said like, "Well, Randolph, do we want to use our usual bet?" Of course. Like they were betting people's lives over $1. I mean, really, what was another okay, $1,400 per person equals whatever X amount billion. Fine. Got it. All right. How many billions, how many trillions does this country waste? And here you got people that need the simplistic things, rent money, food, that a little extra to pay for a Zoom account, anything, you know? And they just want to go ahead and debate it. And listen, I never wish hate on anybody, but Mitch McConnell, I wish somebody would dump a hot bucket of AIDS on you, by the way.
Why does he always look sad?
It's once again, he's got the old man white disease. Everything just starts to get
It
bigger
just
and droop
drags.
and
He looks
everything.
like a Sharpay.
It
Like
yeah,
if all dogs go to heaven, he's the one that goes to hell.
absolutely. Okay. Listen, I cannot wait for that generation, and I believe they would be like the last tail end of the boomers. Um, but that whole generation, listen, Gen X, we're great. Whatever that other generation is of 70-year-olds that are in there with their white privileged, racist, sheep, only for their own self loathing ways, people that are in there die, the world will be a better place then. I mean, because like I said, how do you go ahead and cock block America on stuff that's needed? Because, by the way, you, the government, screwed us all over by allowing this COVID thing to enter the country not once, but now, because we all knew about the news string about 3 weeks ago, twice, because now it's in New York.
Well, we
Okay?
didn't care about it 2 weeks ago. We were too busy trying to stop the steal. Listen, man, you're going too radical. If we get rid of the boomers, all we have is those angry Gen Xers. The ones that ran about last year.
But at least something will get done. We'll have the energy and the couth to go ahead and do it. I mean, seriously. I want to see people do better. I want to see people like go to their full potential. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit there and watch somebody just grovel to live. like what they're doing. I mean, like I said, the new strain in the UK, we knew about it, and now you're second time we're letting something into the country. We didn't learn
Well,
last year.
we knew about COVID-19 in 2019. It was a thing. Like we just knew it just wasn't in America, and we weren't going to wear those goofy masks like all the Chinese people. That's how we felt.
Listen,
You know? I remember SARS. I used to say that all the time. I was like, why are these people like why are all the Asian people wearing masks? Like,
yeah,
do you think to them like what's going on? And then you realize, oh, they're used to this stuff. Oh, they do this because, and I've always known, and maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist, I don't know, but for years I used to say that the next world war is going to be biological.
yeah.
It's going to be biological weapons that, can kill us at any second, basically. It's not going to be something that's going to blow up, it's going to be silent but deadly.
Well, well. Listen, if
That's
Anthony,
heavy. That's heavy for everybody. I'm sorry.
listen, if Anthony Grozade walks in the room and has a meal, it's definitely an SPD. But
Oh
moving on.
my goodness. He called me out the other day. He tried to call me out the other day.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. He wants to have a roast battle, and I'm like, eh.
Oh, don't. Why? It's like while you're at it, just go ahead and have the name etched on the tombstone.
I,
All right. You're not
well,
that. He's not that quick.
I know that's the funny thing. No, the real funny thing was he went on Pasusu. He went on Pasusu, and he was talking about how everything's too politically correct. Everything's too politically correct. We need to be free to say what we want to say. Then he tried to diss me by calling me an African American Shrek. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, listen, if you're gonna complain about everything being too PC, just call me black. Just say you look like a black Shrek. Make it simple.
Pretty much, just cut to the chase.
Yeah, you don't believe what you say, sir. That's why I'm not going to battle you.
Listen, if you have to think, listen, at certain points within comedy and within reason, if you have to think about what you have to say before you say it, then it's not going to come out funny whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, we should be trying to work within the means of what society is, because here's the thing, right? If you go too over the cliff, you're gonna offend somebody. If you pull back, you're not gonna get your point across. You gotta find that happy medium
Yes.
that makes it so, like, for instance, what's his name? Don Rickles,
Yes.
right? Everyone loves Don Rickles. Don Rickles lived in an era where you can say racist stuff on TV, and yes, he tote the line, but it never really was to offend. It was never mean spirited,
Right.
and that's the thing. People don't know how to read the room. See, when you know how to read the room, you can deliver that joke that's kind of inappropriate. But when you can't read the room, you're like, your joke is gonna fall flat.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Um, but like I said, that era of comedy, like I said, even then, so today, that wouldn't even come across the board at all. That would be like silent.
Oh no, I
If,
find Don Rickles hilarious.
oh, I love it.
I
I
think
love
there
it.
is a way. There is a way to be funny and be aggressive and be like cutting edge and like
Right.
and racy.
You
And the way
listen. You did it. You did it. That night when Governors was open on outside,
Mhm.
and when you did your piece, when you went up there and said, like, I thought it was, I forgot what you said. Oh my god, you're like, I thought it was another BLM thing or whatever. I forgot what you said on stage while you passed by and you thought it was something else.
oh yeah, no, I said I said I went to a Black Lives Matter meeting and then I saw all these white people and I thought I was at the wrong march. I thought it was I
but
was like, but
but then again, there you
that
go.
Ozzy was at that march. No, I'm just being silly, but I mean, there's a way to talk about what's going on and bring about, like, what everybody's on edge about without without pissing people off. I've tried to master that over the years, and I think other people should. If we are more have nuance to our jokes and make our jokes more complicated, it doesn't it's takes a little bit of work for us to be like, oh wow, that was actually a well-crafted joke, rather than saying, oh yeah, the African American Shrek. Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you had something that was really good that makes me go, he got me.
Be clever. Always be clever.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Well, I guess that just shows you where he is on the comedy totem pole. So, but anyways,
Yeah.
listen. What I want to go ahead is you go ahead. You have this vast knowledge
Yes.
of a certain individual who started his life as a stand-up comedian.
At 15.
There you go, and then really got his kickoff from SNL. If I'm
Right.
correct, am I correct in saying that?
You're correct. I mean, that was his first television thing. Yeah.
So now tell me, Mr. Fullerton, tell me about what goes on with you and Eddie Murphy.
On my podcast, or just like in general?
Everything. Go ahead. Shoot. It's your
Uh,
forum. Go for it.
I do a podcast called the Murphy Monday Podcast, where every Monday we celebrate the life and career of Eddie Murphy. My podcast is not really about Eddie Murphy per se. It is the hook. We are there to talk about the things that Eddie Murphy has done and try to figure out why people throw so much dirt on his name and don't give him really like any respect. They put him on the same level as Adam Sandler, when they should be like, hey, he's just as talented as the Robin Williams, as the Bill Murrays, and as the Steve Martins. That's the only thing. Like when we talk about Eddie Murphy, people go, "Oh man, he's out for another cash grab again. Oh, he did Pluto Nash." But nobody remembers that Robin Williams did Flubber. Nobody remembers that Steve Martin did Bringing Down the House, or Cheaper by the Dozen, too. Nobody remembers Bill Murray for doing Garfield 2, Tale of Two Kitties.
Oh, I didn't even hear about that. That's how bad it must have been.
That's what I'm saying. When we talk about Eddie Murphy, people are quick to be like, well, he's not as funny as he used to be. Do you remember that Al Pacino was in Geely?
Oh my God. I forgot about that movie too. That garbage.
You know what I'm saying? Like Robert De Niro is one of the greatest actors we have, around. However, he has been doing bad grandpa movies for the past 20 years. Look at his catalog from 2000 to now. Like, besides The Irishman, he has not done anything that's worth any real value. We know him for Casino. We know him for Raging Bull. We know him from Taxi Driver. All of those things were like 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
But we still think he's great. How come when it comes to Eddie Murphy, we're always like, well, he's doing another one of those family movies?
You know what? I think it's because, considering like you got, I want to put the age bracket in there. Steve Martin, Bill Murray, Al Pacino, they're all up there in age. And even then, so like how you said, Eddie Murphy did start out as a teenager in the world of entertainment, and in that cast with Bill Murray, Chevy Chase, Steve Martin on SNL. He did start in that era in late '70s, early '80s. I think it's the matter of the fact that he's still youthful, and I think maybe where we expect more out of him, and then to wait to bring out those type of roles, like wait a little bit longer. Like when Coming to America came out, we all pandered towards that and loved it. When I think he listen, he did get uh a good applause towards the Daddy Daycare. That was well received.
I never seen Daddy Daycare, but I look at the reviews for all of his movies, and they're mixed to low reviews, every single one.
Wow.
Yeah, the only ones that are high are 48 Hours, Beverly Hills Cop, Trading Places, and then Dolomite Is My Name.
What about Dr. Doolittle? That didn't do good?
it got mixed reviews. Every one of his movies got mixed reviews. Nutty Professor, Harlem Nights, Coming to America. Like none of them break 60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
None of them. The only ones that do, Bowfinger does, but
Finger.
yeah,
Okay.
like I said, I'll go over them again. 48 Hours, Trading Places, Beverly Hills Cop, Bowfinger, and Dolomite Is My Name. Those are the only ones that surpass 70%, 60%. Those are the only ones that pass 60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
How can you not put a staple and a cult classic like Coming to America on that list? I feel that was like the movie that between that, like I said, like his later stuff, between that and Harlem Nights. Oh my
Harlem
God.
Nights has 21% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Harlem Nights has 21%?
Yes.
Dude, who didn't love it when she was like, there it is, quick. Do my pinky toe. And he goes, pop. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You had Red Fox. You had Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
A god in the comedy world.
21%. Coming to America is at 67%. Like I said, this is why I do the podcast, because I go down memory lane and I talk about the movies that you didn't like, and I give you a different way of watching the movies. I explained to you how we should watch these movies. Like I'm about to do Beverly Hills Cop 3, which is a movie that a lot of people don't like, and the reason being is because I mostly think it's John Landis. If you look at it, and we're about to wrap up soon, but if you look at it, John Landis is known for comedies. Beverly Hills Cop is not a typical comedy per se. It's an action comedy. It's a hybrid. And when you have somebody that comes from comedy, he's going to water down the aspect. That's why Beverly Hills Cop is in like this whole this Wonder World type thing, because Paramount had a new park that they were trying to promote, and they said, "Hey, Beverly Hills Cop is a big franchise. Why don't we put it in there?" Hey, Eddie Murphy and John Landis did Coming to America. Well, we forgot they don't like each other at all, and you put them in the same movie together. So that's why your movie falls flat. And Eddie said it. Eddie said he's not going to do another Beverly Hills Cop unless the script is right.
Well, listen. All I know is I loved all. I have to say I like at least 85 to 90% of Eddie Murphy movies that have come out, from ranging from the 80s all the way up until now. And you want to know what? Like I said, he's still got a lot of years left in him. And you know what? I think people need to start to give him a second chance and relook at what he's putting out there.
I think so. I think like I said, I love 80% of Robin Williams films. I love 80%. Like there's never been an actor that has had movies that we all liked. And I've named them. I've named the biggest actors that we have and that we hold to, high. I've named them all.
Right.
So I don't know, man. I don't
know. Well, do me a favor, quickly. Tell everyone, like all 9. But still, nevertheless, tell us when and where we can find the Eddie Murphy podcast.
My podcast is audio at this time. You can find it at www.murphymondaypod.com. That's murphymondaypod.com. Every Monday, I put out a new episode. If you go to that website, it will tell you every single app that it's on, and it will have the actual episodes there for you to play and you to listen to.
Well, with that being said, everyone, and like I said before, with me working the electronics, the visual went out. We can still hear each other. Everybody, check out Nigel Fullerton. Check him out and his Eddie Murphy podcast. Where else can we find you, real quick?
At Nigel Fullerton on Instagram and Twitter, and you can go to my page, Nigel Alexander Fullerton, on Facebook.
All right. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. Everyone, have a terrific, wonderful evening. And we will catch you next week and we will see if my partner returns. Thank you very much for joining me tonight, Nigel.
Okay, thank you for having me.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Later. Did you figure it out?